Hi, I'm Gary White, and this is Louisville Now. We are on Floyd Street, right between Oak Street and St. Catherine Street, and we're going to talk about the H.E.A.R.T program, which is a division of Office of Social Services. And I'm here with the director of H.E.A.R.T, John Pilbeam. Thank you for being here with us.
Thanks, Gary.
So H.E.A.R.T used to be Homeless Services, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little about H.E.A.R.T and the rebrand.
Sure. So we rebranded probably early summer, late spring. Really wanted to show exactly what our team was doing. Homeless Services was a great name, but really wasn't kind of telling everyone exactly what our missions are. So with our homeless engagement and assessment response team, kind of fully explains what we're doing. So our engagement team, we have an outreach team that's out Monday through Friday between 8 and 6. And on Saturdays, they work kind of a half day, around 8 to 1. They're out really hitting the streets every day, going out and talking to folks that are panhandling out in the encampments. So that's where our engagement comes. They're constantly trying to engage in someone to go to our outreach service providers. Our assessment team is out, same, Monday through Friday, going out looking at the camps, trying to provide risk assessments for those camps and to provide safe and healthy streets for the community.
So there's lots of arteries that make the heart pump and work. And we're going to talk a little bit about them. One being risk assessment that you talked about. We have some people here with your outreach team. So you want to talk to us about that. But we want to also mention that addressing housing insecurity and safe and healthy streets are two of Mayor Craig Greenberg's top priorities. And you actually, the reason we're here on Floyd Street doing this interview is this is where you kick off every day with your H.E.A.R.T team, correct?
It is. So our Safe and Healthy Streets team meets here Monday through Friday at 7:30. This is where we start. We kind of make our way north along 65. We're hitting kind of our high traffic areas, places we've already decommissioned. So there's no camping signs there, which means it's an immediate removal of someone that is sleeping or camping there. While we're out, we are trying to provide them outreach services. So we have an outreach team member that's with us providing services, but really trying to explain that you can't sleep here. This is somewhere that we have decommissioned, and there's other places that you can go with less risk.
So one of the first things is the risk assessment, right? And you're contacted by individuals, and we'll tell you how you can also reach the H.E.A.R.T team, let them know what's going on. But you do a risk assessment, whether it's an encampment, panhandler, various different situations, correct?
Right.
And what does that risk assessment entail?
Sure. So we've developed this risk assessment over the last 4 years. So what we do is we ask folks to call 311. You can do that through the app, through calling, email, right? Whatever you can do to get to 311. We also get them through, Metro Council offices. If we are talking with an individual and they get our business card, sometimes they'll just reach to us directly. So what we do is we'll put those in ourselves in the 311 app. So when we go out, we'll do the risk assessment. It's got around 89 questions that we have to answer. Some of them are automated, but some we're looking at different levels of how many folks are in the camp, what's the debris look like, what are other factors that may impact the community around that encampment. What do those look like? So after we do those, we talk with LMPD, Public Works, and we look at relocation of that encampment. So we do that in consultation with the mayor's office. And if there is a 21-day removal process, we'll work on that. If it's a decommissioned camp area already, we'll go try to notify the person that we're going to come through in the morning and then try to clean that camp.
And the purpose of the risk assessment, of all that H.E.A.R.T is doing, is to help keep the community safe for the individuals who are housing insecure, but also for the rest of the community. Is that correct?
Sure. It's for everyone, right? I mean, we have to keep the streets safe so that somebody can walk down the sidewalk that you and I are standing on today, right? I mean, everyone should have access to the sidewalk. So if we have somebody blocking it, we just ask them to move. If they'll move and get up and move along, that's great. We'll clean up any debris that's left behind, and that person can kind of go on their day.
So we're talking about risk assessment, and that's how it begins. Then you have the outreach that we're going to get a little deeper in with two of your staff that's here with us as well. But there are many other arteries that work within the H.E.A.R.T, correct?
Right, there are. So we have a landlord engagement specialist. That person goes out, tries to recruit landlords for us because we know that we're missing some housing, right? We know we need housing. So this person goes out, tries to recruit some landlords to work with us through the Bezos Foundation, which I'm sure Miranda will talk about. We've got a grant through them to help with our rapid rehousing division. So go through that. That person, once we get someone housed, will work with the tenants and the landlord if there's a disagreement to mediate that, try to get the person housed.
So how many individuals are working in HEART?
It's a great question. So we have, when I first started, we were down to about 8 individuals. I was the only one on the streets. I did the risk assessments, I did the outreach. Our team has grown through the Greenberg administration, through Metro Council support, and we're now a team of 17. So it's really grown. Everybody's on the streets every day because we have to go meet people where they're at.
Absolutely. And that's where the outreach comes in too. That we'll get more in-depth conversation about that very soon. But you're also providing services, for instance, like water when it was hot, right, for people?
So we recently purchased a water truck, and what that does is it has around 8 spigots. They're actually kegs of water that we can refill, and it serves 1,000 cups of 8-ounce water. So when those really hot days, we were able to take that vehicle out and help serve water, right? But it also helped us to make engagements with those folks on the streets, right? It's a great cup of water. It's refreshing when it's hot, but it's also a time for us to engage.
So the community is obviously wanting to have opportunities for helping. One you said was go to 311, let people know if you see a panhandler or if you see an encampment site, the best thing to do is let you all know so that your team can go there and help the individual. Is that correct?
That is. That's exactly what we want you to do, right? We want to help. So when those 311 reports come in, and you can check whether you want just an outreach response to that, or if you want our engagement, our risk assessment team to go out. So if it is an encampment, our risk assessment team will go out, do the risk assessment, and then they'll send outreach. So the outreach is going to go either way. So if it's just an outreach report, it goes to the outreach supervisor, they'll go out, do their assessment on the individual, see what their needs are.
But there are also other ways that people can help. And that's with a lot of the community partners that you partner with as well, correct?
Yes. So Wayside's a great partner for us, right? And everybody goes to volunteer Thanksgiving and Christmas weeks, but they also need help the other 50 weeks a year. Same thing with Franciscan. Every day they're serving food. So it'd be great if people can go to those places, Goodwill and others, to volunteer their time.
Yes, and there are food pantries throughout the city that can use help for these kind of services, for volunteering. Everybody, there's lots of ways to volunteer and help out with this need. How's the response been so far for HEART?
I think it's gone well. I mean, our team is growing. I think when we're showing folks that we're there to help, whether it's somebody that's in an encampment or it's just our outreach team going, it seems like the response is getting better. When people are now starting to see that our follow through is there.
And HEART is a new initiative for the city, correct?
It is. Well, we started probably about 4 years ago, but that rebrand was, like I said, back in the spring. So I think our team in their new apparel, their new work is showing that, that it's making them more visible and out there a little bit more.
Right. And as we did mention, there are many different elements to HEART, many different arteries that keep the heart pumping, keep it working. Right. We're going to get an opportunity to speak to 2 members from the outreach department with HEART. Stay with us here on Louisville Now. We'll be back with more.
Copper wire theft is robbing us of our safety. Thieves are targeting our essential infrastructure, darkening roadways, disrupting emergency services, shutting down internet networks, and causing over $1 million in damages just last year. Copper wire theft is illegal. Mayor Craig Greenberg's Copper Wire Theft Task Force is getting results, but your help is needed. If you see something suspicious, call Crime Stoppers at 502-582-CLUE. You could get a $5,000 reward.
Welcome back to Louisville Now. I'm Gary White with Metro TV. I'm now joined by 2 members of the outreach artery of HEART, and I have Miranda College and Tristan Perry, who work with outreach for HEART. So tell us, what does the outreach do with HEART?
Perry, what Tristan, what you got?
Yeah, so we go out into the community. We go out into the encampments, out onto the streets where people tend to be. We try to help build rapport, offer services to those folks, and help get them connected to the various services that the city offers and that the other community partners in the city have to offer.
Because relationship building is a big part of what you do, is that correct?
Oh yeah, we have to build rapport with individuals and make sure they trust us. I mean, we're giving them rides, we're making sure that they're getting into resources, but a lot of that doesn't happen without that relationship first.
Okay. So I talked a little bit with John Hilbein about the risk assessment and how you're notified about where to go, who needs some help. Then once that is done, the risk assessment is completed, you all kind of step in, and what's that process look like?
So usually when they get out to an encampment or an area that we've been informed of, they'll let us know if there's individuals there, what their situation is, and if they would like outreach. And then we usually pop down within the next couple hours and check and see how many people there, what they're needing from us, if they're one, to get to any other kind of resources. We try and find out if they've been common assessed. That's through the Coalition for the Homeless and Phoenix Family Health. That determines their level of need and gain access to resources across the community.
So there are a lot of community partners that you work with in this whole process, is that correct?
That's correct. We couldn't do it without a whole web of resources.
And sometimes it could be something as simple as trying to help the individual get an ID or a social security card so they can access some of these available services, is that correct?
Yes.
And what's that kind of look like for the individuals?
So if someone's, for example, just needs an ID, we can have them. We have a great partnership with the DMV that's currently over at the NIA Center. And so we can bring our people right over there, bring them to the back and let them go ahead and give an ID, the exact same day, so that way they can go ahead and have that ready to go. And then, when the card comes in, we get out to them and then continue to work on their other documents they might need after that.
Fantastic. And so when you're assessing, there's also a behavioral specialist element to this as well, is that correct?
Correct. We've just hired a behavioral health specialist. Her name is Christina Glowatz. And she's been in the community for a long time doing mental health services. But she's working with some of our most heaviest clients in need that have been in and out of the Department of Corrections, mental health services, and just have not been able to be placed and continue to stay out here on the streets. And that just creates more trauma and more mental health and addiction, so we try to resolve that. And she's been brought on board to help resolve a lot of that. So she's working with about 20 individuals through the community and the Department of Corrections right now.
And you also have recently received a grant, I believe. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes. So we are one of 10 recipients over the next 4 years that will receive the Bezos Day One Family Fund. And that is specifically for those with families in the community that are living on the streets or without homes. And that will be in partnership with the Coalition for the Homeless, as it's a single point of entry, and they'll do a referral to us as we find people across the community. And then we have a housing navigator we will be hiring to help build relationships with landlords. And it's called rapid rehousing. That means we break down all of the barriers to get into housing. We remove deposits if they have, a lot of the landlords we've worked with previously, we don't do applications because they already know the clientele that we're going to be housing and that we're going to support them through all of that. So we don't do background checks. This is individuals that may have evictions, they may have criminal history, all kinds of different things that are preventing them from staying in housing. So we have the housing navigator that'll be come on board to help with that, and then they will also be case managed through the housing and support through OSS.
And as we said, this is all about relationships and building relationships to make sure that the individuals are open to receiving some assistance as well. So do you each have a story that you could share with us with one of the clients that you've been able to assist?
Sure. Yesterday morning we got a call early, about 7:30, 7:45, that there was a young girl, 18, that was down on the corner of Breckenridge and Brook at Salvation Army with a lot of individuals. There's a high concern she's so young. So I was able to stop by and pick her up within about 15, 20 minutes and was checking to see where she wanted to go. We were trying to get her into a day shelter, but as I continued on in her conversation, found out that she's out from another county in Kentucky. She's 3 hours away from home and had run away. She's been in the foster care system, and I've worked with individuals in the foster care system that were 18 to 24 previously. And so I contacted some resources and we went over to Blueprint 502, walked her in the door and talked about finishing her education. She hasn't finished high school. And they took her in and contacted case management through Safe Place, Tailored, which both serve 18 to 24-year-old youth, as well as Blueprint 502. They're all partners and connections that she's had previously. So we roped all of those in and come to find out she's dealing with some addiction and couldn't really stay into the program. So through that, she was able to be connected yesterday to an addiction recovery center for the next 30 days. And then she'll come out and go back into Blueprint 502 for education. And then they also have the Foster Youth Temporary Housing Program to Rapid Rehousing Program. And so she'll be going through that next. So it looks like we've wrapped up like a whole lot of things just within 24 hours.
That's great. I mean, that's amazing that you're able to do all of that within 24 hours.
That goes back to having not just relationships, building relationships with the individuals out here on the streets, but partnerships across the community. They have to be able to trust us when we bring somebody in. They know that like we're really intent on trying to support this individual and get them to somewhere safe.
Absolutely. That's great. Would you like to share a story that you've...
Yeah, so fairly recently, I just going into one of the camps, checking in on some folks, and encountered an older woman who was unable to speak. So obviously, in addition to the homelessness she's already experiencing, that's an additional barrier to her getting anywhere. So she had a lot of things she needed help with. So I was able to take her to some different places and kind of literally be her voice a little bit to help her get some of those things taken care of. She was able to tell me that she had been working with someone from our from Office of Social Services Housing Support Team. So I reached out to her and was just like, hey, you know, what's going on with this person's situation? She said, oh, we've actually been looking for her. Yeah, I've been working with her for a while, and we're working on getting her a place. And then she should be able to get her keys within the next couple days. So I was able to go back to the camp and get her and bring her over to her new place and help her get moved in. And now she's housed and doing well. So
That's fantastic. Amazing. And it's obvious that H.E.A.R.T is not only a name, it's also beating in everybody who's part of the team that you're part of. Now, how can the community help? I did talk with Director Philby, and he mentioned 311 if you see somebody, but how can the community really assist in this work?
I mean, to be honest, donations to a lot of the nonprofits that we work with, partnerships that we work with, they need the funding so that we can continue the work. We're a piece, but we're the foundation of that. They're the ones that move everything up from that and help provide the services and the housing and case management, addiction recovery, all of those pieces. So, I mean, St. John's is amazing, and their team that they have, Ups for Women is great. Exodus Ministry out in the South End is a fantastic resource. The Reese Center, these are all places that we work with daily, that if we didn't have those supports, I mean, those would be major gaps in our community of services.
Absolutely. It's a whole team effort that makes it all work. And again, we're talking about H.E.A.R.T, which is Homeless Engagement and Assessment Response Team.
Mm-hmm.
Homeless Engagement and Assessment Response Team. That's H.E.A.R.T, a division of the Office of Social Services. We've been out here talking about that in Louisville now. Thank you very much. I've been here with Tristan Perry and with Miranda College. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much.
All right, stay with us. We'll be back with more here on Louisville Now.
It's a space that says art belongs to all. Open and free 365 days a year from dusk to dawn, the park expands the museum's role as a gathering place and a catalyst for good.
Art is incredibly transformative. For me and for so many others, art is also incredibly powerful. It is a powerful experience to view art, to live with art, to interact with art. And that power is amplified when it's in this wonderful, beautiful outdoor space right here at the Speed Art Park.
This outdoor gathering space is the result of collaboration between civic leaders, cultural institutions, and engaged citizens. It's what happens when public stewardship meets private commitment, when history meets vision.
I'm incredibly proud that Louisville Metro government is among those that financially supported this wonderful public park.
This landscape is alive. Olmsted often referred to the importance of what he called the habitual user, those people who engage with the landscape throughout the days, seasons, and years, observing the ephemeral dynamics of a place and the rhythm of change. He argued that these are the users who form the deepest connections to a place, loving it as they would their own home and their own community. We invite you to explore this garden again and again, to wander its paths and find respite in its shade, to meet friends and neighbors and build relationships anew, to contemplate its works of art and contribute your own creative energy to its vitality. Enjoy it. Revel in it. I know we all are today.
Welcome back to Louisville Now. We are at the H.E.A.R.T Sweet Shop, and we're going to be talking about 502 BlackEats. I'm actually here with the creator of 502 BlackEats Week, who is Tiandra Robinson.
Yes.
Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
And as I said, this is 502 BlackEats Week.
Correct.
And we're going to talk a little about what that means. And tell us, how did this get started?
So I started 502 BlackEats Week during the height of the pandemic, and I wanted to be able to showcase or promote all the wonderful Black-owned food-based businesses in the city because that industry was hit very hard during COVID.
Absolutely.
And so I had some success with a prior concept called 502 Black Business Week, which is held the week of Juneteenth. And so I was just like, well, let me focus on our foods. So.
And we had some of your participants in 502 Black Business Week
Yes.
on
Yes.
Louisville now.
Yep, back in June. Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So this is going on now about 5 years.
Yes.
Right? How's the response been?
The response has been great. People love to eat. Louisville's a foodie town. And so anytime you can take advantage of supporting small and local and get a little bit of a discount is always a great thing.
Okay, now speaking of discounts, we need to jump into that.
Yes.
So there are some specials, discounts that the businesses offer to be
Yes.
part of 502 BlackEats Week, correct?
Correct. So all of the businesses that are participating have whatever type of, it might be a BOGO, a percentage off, a dollar amount off. People can just go to the website, which is 502blackeatsweek.com, and they can see all of the businesses and what deals they are offering for the week.
Okay, and we have a variety of businesses that are taking part.
We
right?
do, yes.
We're here for a sweet shop.
Yes.
But tell us what kind of other businesses are taking
We have a couple restaurants participating, food trucks, caterers, bakers, people that may not necessarily have a brick and mortar, so some independent folks. But we have an assortment of really good food-based businesses that are participating.
And you started this as to help the businesses.
Yes.
That's great. Thank you very much for
Yes.
doing that as well. But what do you get out of taking part in this?
For me, it's just all about making sure people know that Black businesses exist. These movements are all about economic empowerment and small businesses just in general, but definitely with Black-owned businesses because we usually have a harder time getting funding and things like that. So anything that I can do to put the spotlight on these businesses is what I do.
Thank you. And economic development is one of Mayor Craig Greenberg's top priorities, and it's people like you who are helping make that possible
Yes.
in our community.
Definitely just trying to do my part.
Well, yes, thank you. So here at the H.E.A.R.T Sweet Shop, there's a variety of items for you to get. What would
Yes.
you recommend? What do you like?
So for me personally, I get the giant chocolate chip cookie and a root beer float, but I usually see a lot of people that are always getting the different type of shakes. So you can't go wrong. I don't think you're gonna go wrong with anything that you try in here, so.
Exactly. And we're going to come back here on Louisville Now. We're going to have an opportunity to talk to the owners of the H.E.A.R.T Sweet Shop, find out more about what they do serve and what they're offering for
Yes.
502 BlackEats Week. But tell us one more time the dates for the whole week.
So it is October the 5th through the 11th, so it starts this weekend, and it'll go through next Saturday. Again, they can go to 502blackeatsweek.com.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tiandra Robinson, who is the creator of 502 BlackEats Week.
People call us when they don't know what to do. That's what we say.
If you want to do this job, you can absolutely do this job. You will not regret it.
You only have to be 18. You have to have a high school diploma or GED, and the rest of it's up to you.
Is it going to be hard? Yes. Are we going to challenge you? Absolutely. But can you do it? Yes, you can.
He just stole our hearts at the beginning with so much character, so much life. How is this our story? Our son, AJ, dead. We would have never imagined that our son would have went with someone that could have gotten him killed. And the one time you let your guard up, this could be your story as well. Know where your children are. They're your responsibility.
Hey, welcome back to Louisville Now. We're still at the H.E.A.R.T Sweet Shop, and I'm talking now with the owner, LaFisa Johnson Hardison, along with your wife Jessie, who's behind the counter working, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But there's a great crowd here. If you've never been to the Hip Hop Sweet Shop, you really need to come by and check it out. And you can during 502 BlackEats Week,
Yes, sir.
which will be taking place from the 5th through the 11th of October. And there are great deals that can be had all over. And tell us about some of the ones that are going to be available here at the Hip Hop Sweet Shop.
So the special that we're doing for Black 502 Eats Week is the medium candy slush and a jumbo cupcake of your choice. So you can choose your slush and the cupcake for $7.50.
Okay. Now, obviously, it's a sweet shop.
Yes.
And you have a variety of items that people can get.
Yes.
Seeing a lot of people getting milkshakes. I saw as the weather's getting a little chillier, there's going to be hot chocolate available.
Hot
as well,
chocolates. We have
right?
26 flavors of hot chocolate.
Oh, wow. This one is popular.
Peanut butter.
What's your favorite? Oh, peanut butter. Wow.
I think I like the mocha mint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Very clever. I all these different things. But tell us about how did the Hip Hop Sweet Shop come about?
It came about, I was formerly a cake artist for 15 years. I gave that career up and wanted to stay within the pastry arts kind of field. So I bought a school bus and started Hip Hop Sweet Shop in a school bus. And then we expanded into a brick and mortar down on 18th and Jefferson. But unfortunately, it burnt down in December of 2022. So we started a crowdfunding campaign, and then a GoFundMe to get our bus back out and running. So we did that for 2 years. And then we got this in December of last year. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, this is great. And tell us where we're located.
We are located at 516A South 18th Street.
And if you wanted to come by and see the Hip Hop Sweet Shop,
Yes.
what are your hours?
Our hours are Wednesdays and Thursdays, 12 to 6, Fridays and Saturdays, 12 to 8, and Sunday, 12 to 6.
And I love the tagline that you have on your website.
Yeah.
The sweets to the streets.
Bring the sweets to the streets, baby.
Yes. And come and enjoying. And the interior, you really have to check out.
Yes.
If you're a hip hop fan, you'll love.
Real hip hop. This is 90s to mid 2000s hip hop. It's not just any hip hop. It's the real hip hop.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we celebrate that.
And we were talking beforehand about the artwork as well that's on the wall there.
Yeah, Jalen Stewart did the graffiti on the back wall there. That's our RIP wall to all the great legends that we've lost along the way. She's a local mural artist in the city. And she did that with her team. And then everything else, me and my wife decorated.
Yeah, well, you did a great job. That's
Thank
great.
you.
And as we said, you're going to be taking part in 502 BlackEats Week. We already got the special that you have for that week. But if somebody's not interested in that special particularly, what would you recommend or say is one of your key components that you serve?
Our number one sellers are our milkshakes. Our milkshakes are phenomenal. I mean, there's nothing like them. And on top of that is the peach cobbler. Our peach cobbler is also a big seller.
I saw a sign.
As well as banana pudding and cheesecake. I mean, God, man, we got a lot of stuff.
And do you make most of it yourself?
Yeah, me and my wife. We make it all.
Wow.
All of it.
So it's homemade.
Homemade, yes, sir.
Is there a special recipe that you're using?
The one that we've been using for years.
Okay.
Same recipes for years. It worked. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Okay. So tell us one more time where you're located.
516A South 18th Street.
And your hours?
Wednesdays and Thursdays, 12 to 6. Fridays and Saturdays, 12 to 8. And Sundays, 12 to 6.
And the Hip Hop Sweet Shop is one of the businesses taking part in 502 BlackEats Week. So come on down, check it out, try it, say hi to LaFisa and to Jessie.
And Jessie,
and see what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This has been Gary White for Louisville Now.